Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bazaar Overexplained. Today we have a new season, Season 6, and why don't we go ahead and play some Pygmalion to kick it off, but I'm feeling maybe a different skin here. Yeah, let's go with this one. I feel bad for the little guy here, but I think this one's pretty cool. Alright, Season 6 in the Bazaar definitely brought some changes in the patch notes, which we can talk about as we come across them. But I'd say overall, a lot of the strategies still remain the same. Money Tree is a little bit nerfed for sure, and kind of the passive value stacking, but a lot of the tried and true Pygmalion builds that we had before have been in a pretty good spot going into this new season. One of the changes is that Spiky Shield, as we level it up, is going to have a lower cooldown, so this is going to be one to look out for. But getting a boomerang on day one, I really do enjoy, just because, especially if it's before our monster fights, we're going to get that loot right away. And if I have this boomerang, I think I do want to search for some items here. That's a really early dog. Let's do it. I'm also looking at this flail or this golf clubs. It's not a bad way to fill out our board, but we don't need to commit to that right now. So we could go look at middle, which again has some medium items. Notably, the dog now cares about food and toys. So if we can find a food generator or a toy generator, we would be leveling up our dog much more quickly. And that being said, is there a medium item? Maybe like a pitchfork could be good for us, where that could create some food. We don't get a pitchfork, but we do see a cash cannon, and honestly 50 damage at this day one point feels pretty good. I do like the showcase a lot as well. I'm going to take the cash cannon here. I think that's going to make a lot of sense for us. And yeah, let's go into one of these fights here. So this does have a 9-second cooldown, which is pretty high. But looking at these fights here, Banana Ball has probably the most powerful skill out of all of them. But if I want to fill out my board, I may want to go for something more damage based. You know, the Banana Ball also has a food which could help us on our journey here for our dog. Getting these blue nanas is kind of what I'm thinking, but really this healthy jolt is what is most enticing. It's still remaining at gold tier, feels pretty good, and if I can get like one way to put some healing on our board, that'll be good for us for sure. Let's see what we get. Nice, healthy jolt, feels pretty good. Okay, now that we have healthy jolt, and what did we get loot-wise? Cinders, okay. Now that we have healthy jolt, I do want to find an item that gives us some healing, so let's go there. Well, we don't really find healing, it's specifically heal. We do see some interesting items to build around though. There's Hot Stones, which goes off at a shorter cooldown now, but is doing significantly less damage. There's a Steam Ladle, which is kind of a 4-second burn item. There's also the Luxury Kiowas. I could reroll here. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to take the Steam Ladle. And worst case scenario, I guess I could play the Boomerang on our board. It's not what I want to do, though. I think I'm going to save our money here. Alright, so let's go to Pip. Pip, Final Flame is definitely not bad, at least in this early portion of the game. We do still need a heal item, so we know that one of these is going to be good for us. But I think just for the purposes of doing the most damage early on, I'm going to go ahead and put our Steam Ladle into play. Okay, I don't normally like passing up on the Jungle Ruins, and I think today is no different. This gives us the opportunity for 2 income, which is going to be very important for us. And let's think about this. So this is on a 5-second cooldown, doing 20 damage. The Steam Ladle is going to do, let's see, 9, 12, 14, 15 every 4 seconds. So not doing a ton for us. That it's doing a little bit less damage, if anything, but it is faster. So I guess with it being faster, it will be better. I'll go there. If they have healing or shielding, that would be a bummer, but I think that this is going to be a little more powerful. Okay, they do have a Pearl. They have Shuriken, Piranhas. Well, if this grenade doesn't crit, then I think we're going to be okay. They, again, do have that shielding, but they don't crit. I think we're gonna be all right. This chum is a little bit scary with his piranha, but they only have one damage dealer now, and we're hitting for 150, which is way more than they're hitting us for. And yeah, I don't love the cash cannon still, but 50 damage and an 8-second cooldown on day one is certainly enough to do the job here. And okay, I think we're gonna be a-okay on this one. Right eye skill. We need to definitely find something for healthy jolt, but we'll get there when we get there. And they have made the get experience thing a little faster, they said, but it doesn't look too fast to me. Alright, day 2. Okay, not going to pass up on income, especially 2 income this early on. And there's a tiny furry monster, but where our weapons builds go to Ayla. Definitely going to take a dog upgrade here. I'm going to take a Lumbors too. And if I was to roll here, I wouldn't have a lot of money, so I'm just going to keep it where it's at. And let's see. I think we can defeat the eccentric Etherite. Guess I'm not too sure. You know, the covetous thief. Oh, they used to have a grindstone. The grindstone has been buffed, but it was buffed so much that they took it off of this character. You know, we're not super powerful in the we might genuinely not be able to defeat the eccentric Etherite. I'm just thinking about what we could do to help our chances. We could put the cash cannon back on board, surely. And that would add more. I guess I also don't need to risk it. The covetous thief is fine too. Yeah, let's just go for the covetous thief. Getting something like pickpocket, keen eye, shadowed cloak. There's a lot that could be good for us here. Getting a safe as well if we do want to pivot into a money tree, which, to be honest, I don't want to do because I've just played so much money tree that I'm sick and tired of doing it. So would definitely love just to kind of stay away from that, maybe go down this dog route and see how this thing can keep us moving forward here into season 6. All right, victory is achieved. We get sharpening stone. Okay. Well, there's an opportunity to get a healing or regen item. If it's a healing item, that's pretty good, so I'm going to click it. It is a regen item, unfortunate. Okay. I'm going to take this off, put this on. I'm just going to take the maximum amount of money here. Get another sharpening stone, okay. Curio. Strange mushroom. What is our board looking like? There is this. Could also put the boomerang back on board. There is an opportunity, I think, to get food from Curio, so let's go there. There's food. Apparel. This is a salamander pup that looks kind of enticing to me. Let's sell this off. And I do want to reroll here. You know, that was actually a really good opportunity to buy the Taurus Chariot. But we did not do that. I think I'm going to still try and maximize the opportunity to find foods here. Is this a food? It is a relic. Okay, I do like the exoskeleton though. So we could just maximize the instances of damage that these sharpening stones are going to give us. I think Lumbors is something I'm likely to play for our run. Yeah, exoskeleton. Let's just sell that off. All right. Now that we've sold that off, I can take the chimeric egg. And we're going to miss a little crit chance, but I think that's going to be okay. And one of their design goals with this newest patch was to nerf Stell in the early game a little bit with some of her major strategies, but they didn't nerf, I think, all of them in a way that is super good. I guess I don't want to bad talk it too much, but I think Stell's early game is still very strong, but that can be certainly a feature of the character and not a bug. Being said here, we're taking a lot of burn. Our items are really slow, so it's going to come down to the wire. Wow, okay. The 4 regen that we had genuinely saved our lives. Thank you, Hot Stones. I doubted, but you saved the day for sure. Okay. Going into day 3 here. Okay, there's our truffle and eating contest, but with our dog, we just want to go to the eating contest for sure. I was going to say I'm not going to get the $5 or $10 chocolates, because if we get a gumball machine, I want to be able to afford that, and that is exactly what happened. So sell these off. I didn't need to do that right now, but I'm just going to do it. Take these gumballs, sell off the ones that matter, and then hit this again. We are, okay, 25 away. All right. Well, I like the opportunity here to put this back on board, and I'm going to keep those in the backpack for now. I'm pretty confident we can defeat the Street Gamer and the Dabbling Apprentice. A giant mosquito always scares me though, so I'm going to go for Street Gamer here. This will allow us, if we get this skill, to trigger our healthy jolt without having to have a specifically heal item on board, which I think would be good for us. Mind you, this fight is scary in that they do heal a lot, but we are also scaling as we go along too. So are they, realistically, but I think we're going to be okay. It's a lot of damage here. And this doesn't have crit, does it? No, okay. I also would love the expedition ticket here, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. I think this skill is probably what will help us out the most. Alright, what do we get? Piggles. It's actually really good with our dog. Okay. Yeah, let's sell these off. Take the Piggles. And there's Volpack. Nice. So we can sell these off. Let's see, this, when we win a fight, we get a Piggle. Okay. So we're not going to get it there. But yeah, let's go to Volpack here. And this is why I wanted to save these. So we can sell these off right here. Our board is going to expand out. We want to put the Atlas Stone. I mean, we could. We certainly could. Atlas Stone with the Lumbors makes it a bit better. Our board is just so obscenely slow that I don't love it. I also kind of like taking this coin cure for future opportunities. You know, I'll take the Atlas Stone here. Just at the very least, it is a 4 gold investment that we can put onto our board. But I'm not going to reroll here. I think I am confidently selling that off. Could also sell off the egg, but we don't need to do that right now. Alright, bronze tier upgrade. Well, probably is the Lumbors or the Atlas Stone. I'm gonna think it's the Lumbors though. Gonna add a considerable amount of damage to our board. B1, B2 upgrade, huh? Okay. Yeah, take the B1, B2 upgrade. Is it the cash cannon, the stone? I could see the stone being good for us. So go to 30 to 60. The boomerang will give us better loot. I am, again, just not really a huge believer in the cash cannon. I'm going to go with the Atlas Stone. Maybe a mistake here, but one that I'm willing to live with if that's the case. Alright. Facing a Vanessa who has not lost. I assume they're a pretty fast build, which doesn't bode well for us. We do have a little bit more health than we normally would have at this point, but we'll see what they're working with. Okay, they have events, product showcase. We'll see if that comes up. Doesn't look like it will. Okay, the seaweed is only bronze here. They're not using artillery spotter, but they are poisoning a considerable amount. That Lumbors was pretty painful. That really stymies our Atlas Stone development. And yet again, another freeze there. Yeah, I think that would have really mattered if we could get that off twice on the Atlas Stone, but I guess realistically I don't think we're winning that fight either way. Okay, that's alright. So let's see what we got here. We're also playing the boomerang on board. It makes sense with the Lumbors, but not what I wanted to do. There's Volpack versus getting a free weapon. Yeah, any opportunity, I guess, where we could find like a hatchet or something like that makes sense. Okay, definitely like a rewards card. I don't like spending 4 gold to reroll. Does this care about its value specifically? Yeah, okay. So we do kind of want to keep this like so. I don't really want to spend 4 rolling here on Volpack, just because that's a huge chunk of our gold, and Volpack can have anything. I'm kind of looking for something more specific, so we'll keep moving forward. Mountain Pass versus Andy. Again, I really do want to get food and toys, but Mountain Pass could be nice. Yeah, I do want to replace this boomerang, and I also want to upgrade our chimeric egg. So we'll go here, take the business card. I also like brass knuckles here. And reroll for sure. Okay, there's an opportunity to trigger our heal. Bad blocker, probably not going to be something that we can facilitate. So let's go put this on our board. Let's put this on our board. And Prince Marianus now is super scary because the electric eels, instead of doing 50 damage, does 100 damage. So our board being as slow as it is, I think is probably not one we want to risk. So let's go to the Blood Reef Raider here. And I don't know that I want too much from them. Maybe like this bar of gold. I could see a Crow's Nest build working out for them. But realistically, it's just that they have one more gold than the other fight that we could have gone to. And I'll take what I can get. An invulnerability potion could be interesting too. But yeah, just for the fact that it sells for 4 gold as well. We'll see what we get here. Did we even trigger this? Unsure. Okay. Powdered horn. Alright. Okay, well, we get a Piggles. We get a Piggles and we have the steam ladle. It's kind of interesting. There's also our gland. Could go to Barkin again. We do have a lot to sell off. Yeah, let's go to Barkin. Alright, there is a grindstone. So what are we selling off? Definitely this at the very least. I think I'm not gonna run this combo because we have the Lumbors. So I'll sell that off, I'll sell it off, I'll sell it off. I do still want to keep this around. The chimeric egg, there's an opportunity to cash our business card in a little bit. Or rewards card rather. But yeah, anyway, let's come back here. So the grindstone, it's on a 3-second cooldown. It's going to give 20 damage to something like our Lumbors, which could be nice. There's also just the Ganjo, which does something very similar, but not as fast. I do kind of just want to try the new grindstone. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. Okay, Argenta. When you use a weapon, your heal items gain 10 heal. I could see that being good for us. Yeah, let's take that. Again, I don't want to spend too much money just in case we have an opportunity to get more food or toys. And I should be looking out with a more keen eye for those toys now that I think about it. Yeah, grindstone on our Lumbors seems like the most effective way to improve our damage. There's also the Atlas Stone, so we can think about that too. Let's go to Kina though. Matchbox, not a toy, just in general, remember that. I don't like these items, I'm going to reroll. I do like the lemonade stand. This is a toy. I can buy and sell this at the very least. I don't think I'm going to be utilizing it. So if we do something like this, this is going to give this 20. Yeah, okay. I can be an Atlas Stone believer. I can do it. It doesn't feel good, doesn't feel easy to do, but I can try. I also don't necessarily want to sell this egg off, but I do want this globe. So I need to make $5. I do like this combo. I could just sell off the business card. Could also just sell off the boomerang. That's fine. Sell. And then, yeah, 2 more items to sell here. Get the globe. Getting max health, I think, will be important for us. Alright, so we're not capitalizing off this endurance here, but our Atlas Stone is getting big for sure. And as long as this doesn't get frozen or slowed, we're in a much better position this fight. So let's fight this Vanessa, see what we can do here. Pig is so much taller. That just looks funny. Anyway, frontline logistics. When you use an ammo item, your weapons gain 3 damage. Yikes, okay. Let's hope this doesn't crit. They are faster than us for sure. Okay, crits, that's why we never should talk about it, but here we are. Okay, their invulnerability potion. Nope, okay. They also, or they had the Cyber Psy. This item has been buffed. Alright, Not winning the early fights, but kind of to be expected here in some ways. And there's a B1, B2 upgrade. Well, could upgrade the rewards card. Now let's go to JJ here. We need to make something happen. This is a toy. Don't want the boomerang again. This is going to naturally upgrade, so I'm not too concerned. Let's keep going. Freezer. Yeah, let's go to middle here. Okay, I do want the pitchfork. Certainly want the pitchfork. Can sell this off. But I do want the ATM as well. A little bit more income. Can sell it off. I know that it works well with the pitchfork, but I think it still makes sense here. Also hurts that I want to sell this now and take these 2 items, because getting 200 max health is nice. Could also just sell the business card off. So I need 10 more gold. This represents 6. I could just sell these 2. Yeah. 8 more. They're not exactly there. Yeah, this is a tough decision. I guess I don't need the globe, but I do want the globe. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to sell it off there. Going to take the pitchfork, going to take the globe. This will also allow me to re-roll, potentially find an upgrade to our board. And then we found 2 upgrades. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to utilize this Turbo Hamlet, although it is a tool. Piggles, let's just sell the business card off. So this is 12 gold. I have exactly that. Well, not exactly. I have 13. Even better. Okay. Now there's Kyber Drone versus Preening Duelist. The Duelist does have this all-talk skill, which can be pretty nice for us. I don't think we want much more outside of that, but we'll see what we get. Yeah, still not necessarily an Atlas Stone believer, but maybe it'll surprise me if we can get it to an even lower cooldown. This thing can do some obscene things. Let's see what we get here. Also taking a pistol sword just for its sell value is not the worst. Okay, gunpowder. Not the worst, not the best. There's a Nufu. So we are in a position where we do want to sell some toys. We're 5 away from getting this online. Midsworth. I'm gonna go to Nufu here. Okay. There's artillery spotter, which I think could be very nice for us. How do we facilitate that? It's probably this, and yeah, could just sell this Hamlet off. Again, it is a tool, but getting our crit chance makes sense. Alright, this can have gumballs. We definitely want to go for that. Sell this. Yeah, I'll sell this. This can generate more toys. So chocolates and gumballs, and we get that. Nice, okay. Sell these. Our dog's a little bit bigger. And eating contest. No time like the present. Sell this off. Is this a tool? It is. Nice. Okay, so we're going to be generating 3 food at the very least. And this keeps on trucking, as they say. Any reason for us to do things differently? I don't think so. Let's fight this pig. They're in the same position we are, where they have only won 2 of their fights. And there look to be a toy build. And they also have Rivet Gun. They're scaling their orange pickles primarily. That thing can do a ton of damage for sure. They also have a large amount of health. Not super fast, but neither are we. Let's see, our Atlas Stone goes off. This is gonna be close. Unsure about the timings. Probably need 1 more hit from the stone. Nice. We got a tie. I'll take it. It's closer than I wanted it to be, but I'll breathe a sigh of relief there as we get our 3rd win and move into day 6. Okay, so we have all these things, which is nice. Let's go to Ayla here. Wow. Okay. Two very good items. Certainly want this crook. I think I also want this caltrops. I think I'm willing to replace this Atlas stone for the caltrops as well. Again, I'm really not an Atlas stone believer, but I will sell this off. I don't need to do that actually. I can do, just thinking about that, it's a tool for the purposes of our pitchfork, but sell here, here. Oh, you know, I could put this on the cash can. No, I can't. It's not how that works. Don't think I want that. We'll take this crook and I will buy these caltrops. Yeah, okay, I'm selling it. Take the caltrops and do something like this. It starts to look a little bit more powerful. All right, Andy versus transforming this. This also could be, yeah, I only have one gold. Let's just take a free item. Nice, a hatchet. It's like the exact thing that I wanted to go for Andy for. All right. Zookeeper has a crook, so I am inclined, and I don't need to actually sell this off just yet, I realize, but I will need to make space, so I can do this at least. Yeah, Zookeeper has a crook, so let's go there. And they specifically have a silver tier crook as well, which is the big get for us. I don't necessarily think I could defeat the other two with just how slow our build is. And thus, I don't want to risk it here. I certainly need all the XP that I can get, and because I need all the max health that I can get. Okay, Salamander Pup. Yeah, sell this off. 37. Okay, take it. If we can get an upgrade to the artillery spotter skill, that'd be nice. We would have to sell off a lot to do that. I think it'd be 10, so you'd have to generate. I guess we have 10 to sell. Kina, yeah, let's go to the Grandmaster here. Okay, so we can sell off the pup, can sell off the stone, and the hatchet is a tool, but I will take this. If we can get some sort of damage skill here, that'd be great. It's not what we find though. And I don't know that I really want to reroll here. I think I'm fine with just taking defense grid. Okay, there's Sterling. Very much appreciate a Sterling. It's probably just the crook here because we have the caltrops. I do want the dog to be upgraded. It has been nerfed. It does have 1 second more cooldown than it did before, but this represents way more damage on our board. And if we win this fight, we're going to generate a Piggles, which I think we can sell before we get into the next day. So we can still maximize here. So let's go and fight this Pygmalion. See what they have for us. Alright, they have Petrifying Gaze and a Frostfire skill. They're a Pig's Gym build. They're a Regal Blade build. The Obsidian Fang is scary. This is only 20 damage on it though. Okay, they froze our crook. That's not too much consequence. And then we take a bite out of crime. 30% crit chance on that guy. Get in a pretty good spot. Alright. Nice, we get our 4th win. I definitely appreciate that, especially with now how the win system works in the game. And I didn't check, I didn't do this thing. I didn't sell, even though I talked about it. I didn't sell and get the max value here. That's okay. So there's opportunity for middle. And again, don't need to sell anything just yet. Apropos chapeau. So tool, weapon, property, or apparel. Display case, we're not really in a display case sort of build. This is giving plus 30 and it does damage. Yeah, don't think these are the things I'm looking for. None of these are as well. Okay, Gassio. Just seeing if I want to transform something. It sells apparel. I'm interested to see what we find. I will just take this opportunity. No, I don't need to do that just yet. Don't need to be impatient. I don't think I want these things. I certainly do not. Okay. Probably should have just taken the free scrap, but, you know, you try and see what you can do better. Or you try and get better items, I should say. Okay, Treasure Turtle. I don't think we're defeating the Corsair, so Treasure Turtle. They have this bag of jewels and a ticket. Both would be very valuable for us. And I think ultimately I'd want the ticket. Just, we haven't gotten there yet. I don't know that I need the money right now. We do a lot of damage, but again, I don't think we're defeating the Corsair. They're 2 lives. There's the jewels. Okay, so let's sell here. This is all to try and maximize if we find something where we can sell these off for a bit greater value. We do not. That's okay. So sell these off. And we're 9 away. Definitely want to take the chocolates. I'll sell the hatchet off here. Take the chocolates, and I will spend the 10 gold. And sell those off like so. Yeah, weapon skills. If we can get more damage on this, that'd be great. So much opportunity for endurance. Arms dealer is also very good. Gold arms dealer, huh? It's certainly strong. It may be stronger than adding, what is this, 75, 80, or 90 damage to our board. Yeah, I could really min-max on this one. With the caltrops, I do like just having every bit of damage that I can on it. Yeah, especially with our crit chance, I'm just going to take the strength and play it safe. Okay, there's Quixel versus maybe another fight. If I don't get that fight, though, I would have rather had the opportunity to go to Quixel and find an upgrade. So I'm going to go to Quixel. Okay, that's a toy. Tool property. This is now only starting at gold tier, notably, so just remember that if you're going for those builds. That being said, not the things I want, but Piggles launcher. Yeah, I can sell this, this. Go ahead and take the Piggles launcher. Don't really want that. And we are 2 away, okay. Is there a tool here? That is a tool. This is a tech toy tool. So this is going to be generating 3. Yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy on that. Let's just go ahead and fight this Vanessa. We'll hope that they're kind of like a weapon spam build or something else that is attacking frequently or charging frequently. They are exactly weapon spam. Okay. The butterfly swords have been buffed. We're really hoping that our caltrops goes the distance here. We have about double their health, so I think we're going to be in a good spot. Yeah. Didn't even need the dog to go off. Caltrops did most of the work. Feels pretty good. They had a pretty scary board though. Hotspot and tempering, wither Zoricid and lifting. Yeah. We're just using the caltrops, so in the place we need to be. Okay, so I have these things. This dog will upgrade. Let's go ahead and go to middle. Yeah, let's go to middle. Okay, this gives food. Definitely want some of these things. Yeah, I'm not going to think about it too hard here. Just going to go ahead and buy these. So if I buy this and this, so if I pay 16, this is going to sell for 4, and it's going to give 11. And this is going to sell back regardless, so yeah, that is a little bit of a value play. So oh, I just love hearing the pinata scream. I don't know what it is. Just can't get enough. Okay. It shouldn't have re-rolled there now that I think about it, because there's nothing that I could have bought. Eating contest. Okay. And do we need to invest fully? Yeah, let's just, you know, 150 health could go a long way here. So let's sell it off. Could have been patient, but I wasn't. Dr. Vortex, sure. Gives us most gold. I don't think we're using Neophiliac, but I could see a world where we pivot to like a lightning rod. And that becomes our primary damage dealer. This item is also very good now. And our dog has multicast. And we do get there. This is also giving us a pretty high amount of shielding, so that's nice. Oh, nice weather machine. I'll take it. Okay, there is gumballs. So I don't need to, yeah, okay, well, let's be disciplined. Let's be disciplined. Let's go to gumballs. Just gonna do it one at a time. Gonna do it one at a time. And I guess this is a good opportunity to talk about how I've been thinking about putting on like some sort of tournament for the game, and whether that's for streamers or viewers, I'm not exactly sure how I want to do it just yet, but I do want to run something kind of asynchronous, and just putting that on your radar, that if you see some updates from me on that, it's real, and I'm excited to do it. Okay, so now after that tease, what do we have here? Bazaar Con, definitely want to put this here. Is this a tool? It is not. Gaining experience is good. Herma could have things that could go for our dog. We're 3 away. She could have a bushel. No, I'm gonna just go for the Bazaar Con here. Getting 2 XP could be very important for us. And this is gonna generate 4. Yeah, we do want to sell the weather machine. Gives us more cash cannon money, and surprisingly on day 8 I still have a cash cannon on board. Never thought I'd be the guy, but sometimes it just happens that way. Alright, they have 3k health, but we have 3.5k. They're cargo shorts build and a yo-yo as well. So this is certainly scary. The cargo shorts will kind of kill them though, with this going off. Kill them though. My brain will work one day, I swear. Today's not the day. Okay, nice little fight there. And this is going to now be online fully. So 6-second cooldown. Certainly want upgrades to it. We're kind of this square build here, so I think going to Pearl's dig site makes sense if we can find a good square item. Pepper spray, no. Rice baller, no. Powder keg. If we can put a burn enchant on this, that'd be nice. Battle drone. So if you have another tool, tech, drone, or vehicle. This is not a vehicle. We definitely want, we have a 1 tool, we have no tech. Yeah, this is, I guess it already shows it's going to be ×2. Yeah, not too sold. Belt's good. Belt is very good. So is a signet ring. Belts could kind of crack this run wide open if we find a lion's cane though, so we'll take that. We don't need to do this anymore. We don't need to do that to ourselves. Just stop. Mr. Moreland, okay. Sure. This is a very powerful item. None of our items are toys. This is also a very powerful item. I do enjoy buying the pawn shop. I don't enjoy spending 6 gold on a reroll, so I will not. Okay, Terraform could be interesting. Khan also has the damage skills that we could put on our caltrops, and I think we are fast enough to defeat them. Yeah, I do like that. I do like that indeed. So let's see, they have 2.7k health. We're doing a good amount of damage here. They're going to slow our items, but this, if it crits, is pretty good. I think we're going to be a-okay. Famous last words, maybe. Well, there's the crit. There's the cash cannon. And anything else that goes off will end them, but maybe they end us. No, they couldn't even. We had more health than we could be one-shotted with. So, okay, let's continue here. I mean, I'm going to take it. No reason not to. Okay. These are some interesting options. Let's take a look at how Bazaar.gg. So, I'm thinking about caltrops specifically. So when an enemy uses an item, your items gain 5% crit chance. That's obviously very good. Restorative on the dog could be even better. Crook also. Your items have +10 crit chance for each medium item you have, so it's just a static 50 on the board. I mean, really, I think we would want to just put it on the caltrops if we're going to go that route. And generally in the late game builds, you kind of need to have a mix of offense and defense to fully make your non-one-shot builds work. Let's look at the math on our board. So this is going to do 800, this could do potentially 1600, and we're going to be facing opponents that probably have like anywhere between 3.5 and 4.5k health. So it's not in their one-shot territory by any stretch of the imagination. I think we might actually need to survive fights. We could also put the restorative on the caltrops, and I think that's what I'm going to do. This, at the very least, will insulate us against builds that just go faster than us. Our build is very slow, which it goes off at like the 6-second mark, so we kind of need something to hold us over until then. So that's my thinking here. With that, let's go to Ayla, see if we can find some upgrades. 2 great upgrades. Definitely need this. The caltrops is a little less consequential, but definitely going to take it regardless. I would also love to search for a Lion's Cane, and I don't really have the luxury of rerolling. We're going to have to play this crook on our board probably for the rest of the game because we're on a caltrops build and we invested this enchantment into it. So we could certainly replace something, maybe the cash cannon, so I could sell this pitchfork off. And realistically, I could probably sell these other things off too, but yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 gold to then buy something for potentially 16. And so I would have to sell like the pawn shop off. So let's just say I spent this, re-rolled, so that's 2, 3, this would gain 1, so 4, 11. Yeah, and then I would have to sell something else off. I guess I could sell the cash cannon off, and I would have exactly enough. Okay, I have exactly enough for that. That's not what we find, but cash cannon upgrade, I'm not going to be too precious about it. It is just an upgrade for our board. We are getting to a scenario where this is doing decent damage. I'm not going to overthink it. And then we'll just go to Jules Cafe, insulate ourselves in this next fight with some more damage on our caltrops. There's this weird bug with this dually skin, I don't know why, where it just kind of like pops up before everything else and then doesn't really go away appropriately. Anyway, okay, so they have these dinosaurs, which don't look good into our caltrops. And they have like a lot of small items going off. Yeah, I think we're like the exact build that they don't want to see. And by that I mean restorative caltrops. Cool. They did have a pretty cool build though. Getting this restorative core. Primal core is pretty nice. Toxic hover tech. When you crit with a flying item, poison. Interesting. Okay. And then they had the bird, owl. Cool. Okay. No longer need to be excited about gumballs, but we can go to Ayla. This is fine for the purposes of cash cannon. There's the cane. So it can sell here, here, here. And I'm 1 away. So this naturally does 455. Could sell the Lumbors. Yeah, because if I'm pivoting into that build, it's probably Lumbors and cash cannon. So sell here, take the cane. And this is 550. Yes, the cash cannon still is more damage. I'll just get a truffle for the road. +3 value, sure. Okay. Well, I'm really confident that we can kill this with our caltrops. Boss Harrow might just be better for us though. That's not true. I think that if we can get this and then arms race is good, strength is good, we can't actually get that. But we can get hyper focus, which is fine I guess, but really I just like to see all these tiny cutlasses go off, and as much as we take damage, we're just gonna slowly heal it all right back. But if we could get this octopus, that could be pretty nice for us. Okay. Tiny cutlass. Sure. Weapons, skills, sure. equal to 1 times their value. Versus 5 more on our board. I think we can do even better. These are incredible skills. However, they're not what we're doing. I guess shield, you can't really go wrong with shield bash. We could give this basically double healing, but I don't think we're gonna be going there. If we could have sharp corners, if this had the shielding property on it, I would love a sharp corners, but let's just go shield bash. And cobweb. I have such little gold, I highly doubt there's anything I could buy. Unless I am just gonna get a random thing here, try and get a little bit more gold. Bazaar con. Yeah, why not? Go there, gain our 2 XP. And let's just look. 630. We're gaining nearly 3k more health. We do need to kill our opponents. This pig. I've been seeing a lot of square pig builds, and thus, what would be better? If there's square, or restorative caltrops is not necessarily going to be great. We would rather have 3k health? Potentially. Yeah, I think against a pig specifically, I do want this belt because of the popularity of the builds that I've been seeing are going to lend well to having 3k more health versus having that cash cannon on board. All right, lemonade stand. This is pretty interesting. So they're going to give these things a lot of crit chance. I'm not sure that we can defeat the regen on this. This is where we would have needed the cash cannon. That is a lot of regen, yeah. I don't think we're going to be in position where we are threatened. Okay. I guess the burning is going to hit us pretty hard here. I don't think we're going to be winning this fight unless the timing somehow works out well for us. So they're just healing for so much of their life points every second. That was kind of the crit we needed. If anything, yeah, I don't think the cash cannon would have helped us here either. This is just a little bit too big of a pig. And for caltrops, we're not really set up to fight this sort of like very slow build. So yeah, pig is not what we wanted to see there just in general. But, you know, we work with what we got. Okay, there's Quixel. Yeah, we could find some upgrades here. Beehive. Don't think we're beehiving. Hatchet, we don't need to do that anymore. Textiles could be very interesting. I do like the sound of that. Yeah, that could be pretty cool. Let's sell this off here. Because with this going off repeatedly, this will charge this. Yeah, 12 gold, sure. Kev's... We can't get enchants from silver tier vendors anymore, or else I would go to Kev's. Monster Ranch, some CDR. Sounds nice. There's also a Vial of Blood, but Insect Wing, that makes sense to me. So put that there. I think this will showcase what we're trying to do here. When you heal with an item, charge an adjacent non-heal item 1 second. So that should get our dog going up and fast pretty quick. Because they have a lot of little items. And then, for as much as they're doing 1,000 damage, we're going to be chomping them right back. Yep. Kind of went exactly as I thought it would. Okay. So we've achieved something pretty powerful. It's only went off 5 times. When large items cooldowns are reduced by 2 for each small. I don't see us utilizing this, so I'm not going to take it, even though it is an incredibly powerful skill. Yeah, if we could find an upgrade to any of these things, that'd be great. These are not upgrades. These are not toys either. Gramophone. I could see a world where we use the gramophone. So this knocks a second off of it. And we're losing a lot of damage though. We'll see. I think it's a fine pickup either way. Let's leave this. Okay, Andy. Not necessarily thinking Andy could have anything that we'd want. But, yeah, why not? Business card, no. No. The loop is good though. Take a loop. And let's see who we're fighting. So it's Estelle. I do think this will make more sense. Estelle can have like restorative properties on her big items that would make it really hard for us to punch through. So I think it makes sense to have something that it adds more damage to our board overall. And let's see what they got. Yeah, they're a ball blaster build, so they're going to be a tool spam build. This is scary. Poison equal to half this item's burn. Oh, interesting. Okay. But looks like it doesn't matter because our dog goes off like crazy. Okay. I'll take it. I just hope that for the next two fights we are fighting weapon spam builds. Or just like small item builds. Okay. Here's an opportunity for 240 more health. Why not? Also could upgrade an item. I think it might actually be the Lion's Cane. Because this is getting charged a lot anyway. And that is a doubling of its damage. Yeah, let's go to JJ here. There's a double whammy. I think we... well, you know... could put the double whammy on board. So this does 2k damage. I think this might be... well, I guess I could just strike off the ×2. So that's 400 versus this. It's very similar in what it's doing. This actually, I think, does just a little bit more. Actually, no, this does a little bit more. But we would have to also remove another damage dealer on our board. So, yeah, I think it's okay. And take the signet ring. We can keep moving. Okay. So I don't need to really sell anything. There's 8-armed Davy yet again. Forget what this was called before. But either way, we're fighting Davy. Probably just gonna get another tiny cutlass, but whatever. I'll take it. Really, just getting this 4 XP seems pretty nice for us. There's our dog going to town. Making her way downtown. Okay. What do we got? A tiny cutlass you shouldn't have. Goodbye, cash cannon. Well, this will allow us to level up today, so I would like to take that. Diamond tier versus weapons. Let's go big. Okay, 24% crit chance. Yeah, why not? And Quixel, sure. Open sign, not really what we're doing. Adlotl I do like. So if I take this off, it's going to make our caltrops much worse. But I can take this dragon tooth and start scaling that way. Yeah, I think this is what we're doing. You know, this also makes more sense, right? Yeah, now because this is doing 2k versus this. Okay. Alright, there's a pig. Not what we want to see. Let's just hope that they are like a toy build. Well, I see small items. They are a toy build. This is kind of the best case scenario for us. Yep. Best case for sure. Okay. They did have some crazy skills here. They had diamond fangs, they had sharp corners. Diamond defensive stance. A freezing 2x multicast. Yo-yo. Wow, okay. Well, that was that. Cassio. You've betrayed me once, so I will not go to you this time. This would give me a lot of health. Probably more than what adding 25 on our board would be. And sure, I'll gain an XP here. We can get triple our crit damage. That would also be, or double our crit damage. That'd be pretty good. Additionally, getting clockwork blades would be nice. Could also see putting a sextant on board. Probably not going to, but nice. 4,200, nearly 43,000, or yeah, 4,300 damage. Okay, sextant. I forgot to do this. Yeah, that's okay. I'm also looking at that belt. This... yeah, maybe we don't even need the dog. It depends who we're fighting. I think we don't need the gramophone. Let's take the gold tier loot. Gunpowder, okay. I don't want either of these things. You know? Okay, had to try. Anyway. This could be anything, I guess. Enchanted items, sure. I mean, that is good, but... oh, that is actually very good, is it not? Instead of the belt. Potentially so. This represents how much damage? 24, so this represents 1100 damage. This is just very good with our caltrops. We'll see who we fight, because it might just be better to do that. And yeah, we got the money to reroll. Radiant open sign. You are affected by... yeah, no, okay. Turbo beehive. No. Okay, so it's a Vanessa. So Vanessa's on day 13, I say, are generally going to be one weapon builds. If it's a one weapon build, what is my best course of action? I guess I just want as much max HP and then I try and burst them with this and try and go for a crit on that. I don't think if it's a one weapon build, this plan is going to make a lot of sense because we're not going to be overhealing. So I think we do want the belt and just try and hope that our items go off in a way where we actually have the time to do it and then we're able to burst them. Alright, they're not a one weapon build. What are they doing? Deadly Shuriken. Yikes, okay. I think they can't kill us with that either way though. Yeah, they certainly cannot. Alright. Well, either way against this build, this like hyper burst damage build, the belt made more sense too. Alright. A nice 10 win for us here. Showcasing Square build, or Square Pig is still alive and well. We didn't even get to use our one shot, one kill. We kind of didn't even have like the best skills overall, I would say, but our crit chance skills were very good. Getting, 50% crit chance on these items makes a lot of sense and worked out pretty well. And that dog certainly carried us for a large portion of the runs. So yeah, Season 6, the Pygmalion builds. We'll see if this sticks here, if this is what they continue to look like. I'm curious to see how the meta adapts and changes as people kind of go through things here. And is this a chest? No, it's only gems. Unfortunate. Wanted to open 9 chests, or wanted to open 10 chests for you all. But that'll be in the next video. All that being said, I appreciate you sticking around and watching me here for another episode of The Bazaar Overexplained. I am the Bazaar Whisperer. If you like what I do, you can like, you can subscribe. I just hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. Bye-bye.